Hello, everyone. You know how I like to do it. I'll end up just like not going live for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden, that's all you see is me. So, um, I was looking through my documents that I make for each show that I do, and I'm sure you guys, if you're friends with me on Facebook or in my Cold Truth podcast group, there's been some updates to a couple of the cases I covered last year. So I wanted to start out by going over those two cases and just let y'all know what's going on. Now, I do have many more to get to because there's updates in some of the other cases. And I'm currently, so when I had the podcast, I did everything on paper. I don't know if you can see the depths of this. Yeah, this is probably half. This is probably half of what I have on the delinquents that killed Nicole Bowen and Ray Hainish, Garrett Kurtz, and Ashley Garth. This is their stack all by themselves. So I'm trying to figure out a way to digitize some of it and maybe even do a video for this one and just voiceover. I'm just not good at videos, but I feel like, with the Delphi case, there's always, when new people start to look into the case that haven't been around since 2017, there's a lot of names that come up that have been covered in the past. While I did a episode on YouTube. It was called Deliberating Delphi, Garrett Kurtz. And I went through the pros and cons of him. I did a victimology on, not a victimology, but basically like I had found this serial killer checklist because I do believe that he will qualify. In my heart, he does as a serial killer. He is a different type. So it's, but I feel like I want to do that again because that live that I did deliberating him and all the other delinquents as far as their connections, if any, to Delphi was just kind of, I was just getting into the swing of this. So I really want to do that case before the April. It's coming up, like I think it's April 17th. But so yeah, I'm not confident I'm going to get that done. And plus, I was asked, by someone. Actually, it hurt my heart at the desperate emails that I received from someone who wishes to remain anonymous for me and for me to cover the floor fire that took the lives of 4 beautiful little girls. And one of the requests was that I say their name correctly. So in honor, I don't want to say their names incorrectly. With a name like mine, I mean, people call me Mel for a reason because my name gets misspelled. I've been called everything from Malaysia to like you wouldn't believe. So I understand that, and I want to say that right. And she's agreed to help me with pronunciation. It's not my strong suit. I'm sure y'all have seen, but that is what's coming up on the agenda as far as moving forward. But I wanted to take a look at these because these are important cases, and there's still one is they have charged them, but her body is still missing, and the other one is they found her body finally, but there are no charges as of yet. So that's kind of what's in the future. Like I said, I work and I've been working a lot. I have had to pick up extra things. I'm going to be doing another job that's going to require me to be it'll probably take me a good 2 weeks to complete. And so I won't be around. And so it's just with my work schedule, I tried it to see if I could cut back on some of my jobs. And, it's just not really feasible for that on YouTube. And so, but it creates this like dichotomy of, I feel bad that I don't have time to get to the people that have reached out to me to cover their cases. But there's only so many hours in a day, and you have to have downtime. You have to. So I'm going to start by saying hello to everyone here. I appreciate you all so much for being here. I saw Skittles Riddles was the first to arrive. So hello, and I am doing good. I'm glad you are as well. And Ruckus, he got here early to get a good seat. Crimezilla, lighting the way home for the banished. Thank you for being here. Evil CJ, I've done a couple lives with him here lately, and man, I just feel like we get each other. I have a good time over at his channel. So if anyone can drop his link in Lighting the Way Home, I tried to shout her out wherever, because I know she's gotten busy lately too with her work, but she does such a good job of bringing awareness to cases that nobody's heard of, and I always have mad respect for Gray Hughes for doing that as well when he covers these old cases, and the amount of cases that he and his channel completely fund forensic genetic genealogy. Most of my books up here on my shelf, that's what they're about. And so someone that does that is and he's just been someone that, love him or hate him, Gray Hughes is an honest man. And I get real sick of people saying that he is likened unto Greeno, who is disgusting and not even on a caliber of Gray and his coverage of the cases. He does them properly. And, I know there are people that don't like him, but you can take that somewhere else. I won't tolerate any bad comments about Gray. He's been there for me for a couple years now, and I appreciate him. And let's see. I said hi to is it your name always gets me. I love marbles. Hello. I think. I don't know if that's what Hey, Butterfly Kisses. I'm here-ish. Coming down from my live and bouncing between a few right now. I know. I didn't realize this was such a popular time frame, but I delayed it a little bit because I really wanted to watch our new friend that we met on Evil CJ. The name, it's long, so those are always hard for me to remember. Help me out, chat. I think it's a voice, be a voice for those who can't. You can find I put it in my community post. So definitely go over there and show her some love. She really touched. I know Ruckus was there, and Justice Served Daily, and quite a few other people. And we were all really touched by her and her willingness to share and to find a safe place on YouTube. So just a forewarning, if I see anybody messing with her, you're going to have to deal with me. So that may mean something to some people because they know what I do here and it's in my description. But hey, Grandma Watches, glad you're here. Sharon, hello, lady. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're on the mend. The winch. Hey, hey, Mama, how are you doing? Had such a good time last night. I hope you did too. Ray Jones, hello, Chaotic Beauty and Crime. I miss you. We need to do something soon. A late night is in our schedule for soon. Hi, Lisa. I am a paralegal investigator, work for a fire department and certified real estate appraiser. So I was able to look into Florida a bit. Oh, wow. If you can reach out to me, coldtruthpodcast@gmail.com. Hey, Jinx. Wherever Jinx is, you can bet there's going to be entertainment. Butterfly Kisses. Hello, Polygraph. Good to see you. I do not have a hangover, but yeah, last night I got to join some new, that's the beauty of YouTube and social media in general is the way that we are able to connect with people all around the world, really, and make new friends. And I've made some new friends here lately, thanks to Cal and Ruckus. And I love hearing all of the opinions and the way that people, believe. We all don't, it'd be a boring world if we all believed the exact same thing and did the exact same thing. That would be like AIs, not humans. And so whenever you can find somewhere that gives you an insight into different human perspectives and why they feel strongly and why they believe what they believe, it's just really awesome. And Kai, she is just I really like her. Like I feel like we are cut from the same cloth just as far as like personalities and stuff. And it was her birthday last night, so we had her a little virtual party and it was really fun. Hey, CJ. Kay, how are you? Oh, look what she did. She's being all sweet. That'll really gross her out. Yeah, me too. They are just a hoot. And you just never know what's going to happen. I think at one point, something popped up on the screen. Oh, I wish that Chaotic had been there to just for that moment to see my face and realize how hard it was for me not to scream out loud. There was like this ghost or like a person with a sheet on that just like jumped out all of a sudden during, like, everybody's just talking and all of a sudden it was just like, ah! I mean, it scared the living shit out of me. But yeah, you never know what's going to happen. Hey, Willie D, thanks for being here. It was a good time last night. It was really good. I think I hope she's doing okay today. Hey, Belinda. Good to see you. All right, we're going to get started because I have a feeling this is going to be a two-parter because when I was getting done with my research, I found this website that it's a really long article, but I think it's important to read that for the Delphi case. I hadn't seen it, and yeah, I'm probably going to upset some people when we do get to that. If we get that today, I may come on a little bit later. I'm not sure. I know Ruckus is going live at 8, so I definitely want to check that out. And from last night, Blacks Who Defy is supposed to be on tonight, and I do not want to miss that because he is a brilliant man who is I love watching him and DePorsche and all of them. It's really cool. Hey, Justice Serve Daily. Good to see you here. Thank you for being here. Did you get my email? I know it was kind of a lot. I was just trying to think off the cuff of like everything that we did for that vigil, but ours was like an all-day event. It just kept growing, you know, like it just, so the Shannon Pog vigil, I was able to send you like a little video of like of the pictures from it, but it turned out to be a really beautiful event. And it just, you know, everybody just chipped in and it was really awesome. And the media showed up. Hey, LA, good to see you, sir. They always call each other sir. And then they'll say, so they'll like, okay, sir, and then say something like super rude to the person and then finish with sir. So I have deduced that if you say ma'am or sir before you're about to say something negative about someone else, it like negates it. So that's kind of cool. Hey, Crime Geek, good to see you. All right, hey, Divided Kingdom. Yeah, I bet you're tired. See, yes, ma'am. Now say something rude about me. It works. Hey, GP, glad you're here. All right. Okay. So the first case, I covered this one back in September of last year. Krystal Anderson. I'll just share my screen. What's this? Please tell me they haven't changed something again. Like as soon as I get used to, yeah, like what the hell is this? Window or Chrome tab or entire screen? Which do I hit? All right, I'm going to try entire screen. So we'll see if this works. And let me adjust this a little bit so it's a little bit bigger. Just put me down there in the corner where I belong. Can you hear me and can you see what's on the screen? Let me know, chat. Just want to make sure you can hear and see. Yes and yes. Thank you, Crime Geek. And hi, Lisa, if I forgot you, and Butterfly Kisses. Okay, here we go. So this is Krystal Anderson. She went missing. She was 30. She went missing from her home in Wagoner, South Carolina on August 20th of 2022. Krystal's got 4 babies, and they heard her screaming from outside of their home. And then their mother didn't come back in. And her family, like they knew pretty much right away that something was very wrong. She would never do that to her children. And then they got on her social media and realized that she's not been posting, and she was an avid poster. I believe it was on TikTok. And so Krystal is still missing. Her body has not been recovered, but Tony Berry has been charged with her murder, and his son, Darius Berry, has been charged with an accessory after the fact. So basically he helped his father, which What a POS for dragging your son into I that just I can't. That is so, I mean, it speaks to who this dude is, like, come on. So they have been charged, and that happened in December of 2022. So not, I mean, August to December. So they were pretty much on to him first day, especially when his Cadillac showed up burnt out in Newberry, I believe. But again, if on the ticker, the bottom of the screen, you will see the numbers for, Aiken. I hope I'm saying that right. This is in Pennsylvania. Aiken County Sheriff's Office at 803-642-1761. And this was one of the articles that I read back then, and then I'll read one of the newer updates. But this is the beautiful Krystal Anderson, looking all beautiful. Okay. An Aiken County mother has now been missing for 17 days. Krystal Anderson's family reported her missing on August 23rd after she was last seen outside her home in Wagoner on August 20th. Her family is growing frustrated with what they say is little response from law enforcement. Anderson's family said last week that something is wrong. They say she wouldn't disappear without her kids. After 17 days, we took a look at Anderson's TikTok. On average, she posts 4 videos a day. Last month, she only posted 1 video, 2 weeks before her disappearance. While the silence from her social media presence grows louder for members of her family, the silence they feel from law enforcement is beginning to make them angry. She's a mother, a sister, a daughter, a friend, said her sister, Shadira Smothers. Quote, she has 4 children that she needs to come back to. As law enforcement officers launch the second week of their search, the family says there are few answers. Quote, I don't know what proof of a missing person you need besides that person being missing. Well said. What was her first name? Shadira Smothers. Well said. Quote, I feel like when it comes to women of color, we're overlooked when it comes to us coming up missing. Aiken County investigators say they're conducting a bigger search for Anderson. And this is her beautiful family. They've sent notification to all surrounding agencies, and she's listed in the national database as a missing person. But her sister feels it isn't enough, especially since the families believe Anderson's life is in danger. And, I think that's always going to be the case, you always, there's so much that law enforcement can't tell the families, or they choose to keep close, so that, as because there's a double-edged sword with social media and the judicial system. And I feel really bad for them. And I'm going to read about that later on. But, it's never going to be enough. Like, it's I can't imagine, when someone is missing and there's no answers, that there's nothing. That's the worst kind of cases that we cover in the true crime community. She said, quote, my nephew stated the night that she went missing, he asked my nephew, was his mother out with another man? And my nephew told him yes. And they were outside fighting outside the trailer. And he heard his mother's screaming, Smothers said. After that, Anderson's son told his family he saw a man put his mother in a trunk, according to the family. It's been hard, Smothers said. It's been hard on all of us. We asked the Aiken County Sheriff's Office at one point law enforcement agencies launch a search. Investigators said they already They're already conducting one. We asked if there was a person of interest. Deputies said at this time, no. The families say they won't stop looking until they find answers. Quote, and then when I try to have faith and think that she's okay, that she's okay, Smothers said. We are not going to ever stop looking for you until we bring you home. So that was one I read back in, I believe it was September. And this is the update. Come on. I hope there's no something that starts. I hate that when when you go to these news articles and then all of a sudden there's like something that pops up that's like talking and jazz. So let's hope that doesn't happen. So this is boyfriend charged with kidnapping in the disappearance of South Carolina mother Krystal Anderson. On September 28th, Krystal's boyfriend Tony Berry was arrested and charged with her kidnapping. Update. On Tuesday, December 13th, 2022, Krystal's boyfriend Tony Berry was charged with her murder. So they escalated his charges. According to the arrest warrant provided to Dateline by the Aiken County Sheriff's Office, investigators believe Berry, quote, took the life of Krystal Anderson, end quote. The warrant states that on August 20th of 2022, witnesses saw Berry in a verbal altercation with Krystal and also saw him place her into the trunk of his vehicle, a 2007 Cadillac CTS. The same vehicle, the warrant states, was found burned in Newberry County, South Carolina. Based on cell phone history, investigators believe Berry was in the area around the same time the vehicle was burned. The warrant goes on to say that Berry purchased, quote, numerous items that could be used to aid in the disposal of human beings, end quote, including a shovel, plastic coveralls, gloves, and a box of trash bags. It also states, quote, Berry researched how to carry out this crime and leave no evidence. At least he's dumb. Krystal's body has not been found. Berry is currently being held in police custody without bond. Dateline reached out to his public defender, William McKellar, but he is yet to receive a response. Krystal Anderson was last seen on August 22nd, 2022 at her Wagner, South Carolina home on Wednesday, September 28th, over a month after the 30-year-old mother of four disappeared. Dateline featured Krystal's case in the Missing in America series last week and spoke with her sister, Shadira Smothers. Shadira told Dateline that on Tuesday, August 23rd, she received a concerning phone call from the father of one of Krystal's children. He told her Krystal failed to pick their son up from his house that Sunday, and he hadn't heard from her. Shadira said Krystal would never miss the time to pick up her children, so she immediately grew worried. Shadira told Dateline she called Krystal's live-in boyfriend, Tony Berry, who she said told her he hadn't seen Krystal since Saturday at 1 a.m. According to the police report provided to Dateline by Aiken County Sheriff's Office, deputies responded to a missing persons report on August 24th and spoke with Krystal's mother, Wanda Sumner. Wanda told deputies it was very irregular behavior for Krystal to disappear, and she normally has communication with Wanda or other family members on a daily basis. The report also states that Wanda was very concerned due to past history of, listen up, very concerned due to past history of violence with Krystal and her boyfriend, Tony Berry. Dateline reached out to Berry last week for comment on Krystal's disappearance, but calls went straight to voicemail. On Wednesday, September 28th, the Aiken County Sheriff's Office announced in a press release that the last time she was seen, quote, it was believed that Krystal was in the company of Tony Lee Berry at her home on Severn Road in Wagner. I hope I'm not saying that wrong. It goes on to say that results in the investigation has led investigators to obtaining an arrest warrant for Berry in relation to the disappearance of Krystal. Berry was arrested and taken into custody Wednesday evening. Captain Eric Abdullah with the Aiken County Sheriff's Office told Dateline in an email that tipster spotted Berry and called the police. According to Captain Abdullah, the Lexington County Sheriff's Office arrested Berry, and he is currently being held at the Lexington County Detention Center. And I read somewhere where he has without bond. He is charged with kidnapping and expected to be transferred to the Aiken County Detention Center later today. It is unclear if Berry has an attorney at this time. Krystal has not been found. Captain Abdullah said they're still searching. Shadira told Dateline that her family found out about Berry's arrest through the news. It makes me so mad. Quote, law enforcement has yet to reach out to us, end quote. As she said, Shadira stressed to Dateline that her family is still hopeful and still have faith that they will bring Krystal back alive. Krystal is 5'1", 105 pounds with black hair and green eyes. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Aiken County Sheriff's Office at 803-642-1761. Again, that number is scrolling across the screen. Where is it? So this is the son. Authorities have arrested the son of a suspect in the murder of an Aiken County woman. In August, Krystal Anderson was reported missing from her home in Aiken County. No one has heard from her since August 20th. Aiken County authorities earlier this week charged Anderson's boyfriend, Tony Berry, with murder. So the last one was with kidnapping, and now they've upped it to murder. Then they arrested his son, Darius Berry, on Thursday and charged him with accessory after the fact to murder. The son is accused of helping destroy the evidence. Bond was set at $20,000 Thursday afternoon for Darius Berry, but his father hasn't been granted bond. On December 19th, we learned Darius was released on bond. He will have an ankle monitor and cannot contact the victim's family. Also on Thursday, a newly released arrest warrant for Tony Berry revealed more details of what led to the murder charge, even though Anderson's body has not been found. The arrest warrant for Tony Berry states that authorities believe he killed Anderson between 9:30 and 11:30 p.m. August 20th in the area of 233 Severn Road in Wagner. On August 20th, witnesses saw him in a verbal altercation with Anderson, according to the arrest warrant. He was last seen placing her in the trunk of his 2007 Cadillac CTS, according to the warrant. Authorities say in the arrest warrant that search warrants and tracking of cell phone data and internet searches led them to these conclusions. Tony Berry purchased numerous items that could be used to aid in the disposal of human remains, including gas-powered auger, shovel, pre-mixed fuel, plastic coveralls, gloves, a box of trash bags, as well as a large roll of plastic. The defendant was in the area during the time frame along with his son, Darius Berry. Additional evidence has been found showing that the defendant researched how to carry out his crime and leave no evidence of it. Darius Berry is suspected of knowingly assisting his father with the destruction of evidence. According to an arrest warrant released Friday, Darius Berry burned a Cadillac on August 28th between 2:40 and 4:30 a.m. Additionally, evidence has been found showing a coordinated effort between the defendant and his father to conceal and withhold evidence and information related to this murder, the arrest warrant states. Anderson family came face to face with Tony Berry on Monday when a judge denied bond on a kidnapping charge. He didn't look at us, Anderson's sister Shadira Smothers said, and I would assume he can't because he knows the truth. So that is the update. I don't know. I got the cases confused, but if anyone has the like how Indiana makes it so easy. We've got DocsPop and My Case, and they're just like straightforward. Like My Case, you go to it, you enter the name, and then you see the court proceedings and hearings and information right there. Makes it easy to then request those documents through, federal requests are called FOIAs. I'm trying to remember what it stands for. Freedom of Information Act, basically. But for like state, a lot of state is just public access through like freedom of press. And so it makes it easier to do that. Sometimes you do have to pay, but so many of these courts are electronic now, but you got to be able to find the right site, because I don't know how many times I've done that and then I somehow end up on Truth Finder or some other site like that, and I've done all this stuff for nothing. But yes, this is the father and son, and this is the beautiful Krystal Anderson. Very, very sad. And I also found, now this is not a podcast that I have listened to, but I wanted to highlight it because of just the sheer amount of missing. It's called Black Girl Gone, and this was a tweet for Krystal Anderson, but I got to looking on her yeah, so beautiful. I got to looking on her Twitter and was just really impressed with the amount of sheer amount of cases that she is covering. And I believe it's a she. I think I saw one video where she is a female podcaster, true crime podcaster. But I was just really impressed. So I wanted to kind of highlight that and drop her link tree in the chat. And again, just know that I have not listened to her podcast, but based on her Twitter, she seems pretty freaking awesome. So check that out. Is there any questions thus far? Oh, and I also wanted to share her Facebook group. This is for Krystal Anderson. So, okay, I'm trying to remember back on the items that they bought. I'm gonna have to look up. I think I know what an auger is, but I'm not positive. Anybody remember the exact word of that? Yeah. Oh, okay, just said gas-powered auger. Okay, so you have an auger, which is used to dig. You have plastic wrapping. That leads me to believe that she has been buried. And so obviously, I know it gave, and I forgot to write it down. I was like, I don't want to put the address on here. So I didn't copy and paste it, but I think it was on this one. It was like 233. That was this one. So the car was later found burned in Newberry County. Gosh darn it. Oh, I just looked at that. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to move on until I find it. Has anybody found it? All right, well, I know I read it. It was somewhere, but you know how that goes. It's gone now. I have so many tabs open, I can't find the one that's for StreamYard. Ah, got it. So this is the road that she was last seen on in front of her residence. Somewhere along this road. Geez, the forker drove pretty far. So, last seen, Cadillac found somewhere here, burnt out. I'm assuming more than likely on the outskirts. But just looking at, like, I think it's always important to show, like, so people can go and, like, if anyone does want to search, obviously just along this road, Occam's razor, applying Occam's razor, her body is likely somewhere like this, right off the road. The Cadillac that was found burnt out, her body was not in that. So they disposed of her body at some point in between where she went missing on Severn Road and Newberry, where the vehicle was found. So, yeah, she's going to be found more than likely somewhere buried, I believe. Obviously, if you buy an auger, they're not cheap, and plastic and the things that he bought. I think he planned on burying her and did burying her pretty deep. But cadaver dogs are probably already being used. But sometimes just good old fashioned search grids and going out, look at this area here. There's most people, they like, especially when you get, like, say you find somewhere to park your vehicle semi hidden, they don't really, most people are just pretty lazy. And so you're in so many cases that I've seen, even ones where the bodies were not found for a long time. They were found off of a rural type road in woods. Fire lane seemed to be very popular, within, like, forest preserves. But, you can see this, like, she's somewhere here. And at this point, it's probably early enough that the ground is going to be different than the undug ground of the area. I'm sure that makes sense to everyone. But with what he bought, it only makes sense that he planned on burying her. And clearly, even though, I suspect, I tried to look it up, and now I realize that I had the two cases confused with their states. So this is in South Carolina. So if anybody has the court public records lookup search, please send that to me. But yeah, how these cases are. Look at Dakota Kelly, he's not a father. He didn't try to cover up the crime scene. He just wanted to hide the body. But this guy, there's a chance that, and I hate it when this happens, but I understand it from the victim's family's point of view, is they want their child back, their mother back, their sister back, their friend back, and they're willing to negotiate with prosecutors and defenses as far as offering pleas for the location of their loved one. And so the re-victimization of bartering really ticks me off. But yeah, I mean, look at this. Like, geez, so many options just along this like recommended route of an hour and 5 minutes, And when you don't have, when like Texas EquiSearch or the like come in and they help, like that is so huge for these families. But a lot of them don't know how to contact them. They don't know how to make those connections to get outside sources to help them search. And so if any of them are listening, reach out to Texas EquiSearch, because they're really good about, if it's not in their area, they will tell you who is in that area that can help you with ground search, canine search. And I know these dogs get a lot of flack, but I've seen a lot of these dogs find a lot of people, especially within this time frame. So yeah, that will end my coverage of Krystal Anderson. Just keep her family in your thoughts, and that they find her body all on their own, and they don't have to plead with this piece of shit. But I also want you to take notice of the fact that this is a repeated violent relationship, the violence and the calls, because more times than not, stranger on stranger murder is still rare compared to knowing the victim, being in a domesticated situation, being in a family, of knowing the victim. And so here we go again with yet, we have a pattern established of violent acts perpetrated onto her, and then he finally kills her. That's how that works. And it I don't know the laws in South Carolina, but I do know here in Indiana they consider domestic murder to be a passion killing, and that needs to change, because these are the ones that they have shown a repeat, a pattern of habitually offending against, multiple girlfriends in the past. Hold on. Sorry about that. Multiple. Now you know who's calling me. I guess I better stop sharing. Multiple offenders in the past, and then they finally succeed. Duh. Like, of course they're going. Of course that's where this is leading. And that they would not be charged with premeditated murder, whatever your state calls it. Ours is just murder. That's intentional killing of another with forethought and cover. covering up. And so to me, any kind of domestic violence, murder, even if it's not the same victim, if they have they have a repeatedly act in a violent manner, a threatening manner towards their significant other. Why in the world are we giving someone like that a lesser sentence because it's a domestic situation? It's to me, it's the easiest to prove premeditation. They've tried to kill him how many times before? You know, they just succeeded this time. It's so disturbing, and you see it so much, you know. I need to find out why that. Just give me 1 second. I need to send a quick text message. Okay. Nope, did that wrong. Sorry about that. Welcome, Melissa. Yeah, had to take a break. I had to check on someone to make sure everything was okay because I just got a call. So, hey, Digger Dave, good to see you. Fluzzy B, hello. Diamond Eyes, glad you're here. Yeah, is that near New York? South Carolina. It's in South Carolina. Yeah, we will. So, what do you guys think? Like, what is your thoughts on this case? It's pretty sad, you know, and there is a lack of coverage for missing Black women in America, and also, you know, women that succumb to addiction or prostitution are at high risk, and their cases are barely ever covered. And it's you know, uh, it's just important to me to like try to be effective in some way. Like, I'm not going to solve a case. Like, the chances of that are the exception to the rule. Like, we are here to bring awareness and to learn from and try to help the best way that we can by spreading the word. You know, we're not law enforcement. We are not prosecutors. We're not the judge. We are civilians, you know, and we need to know our role. And you know, and try to help these families. And it's been a repeated thing with all of the cases that I have helped with, is the lack of communication between, especially once it gets into the when a case is being like adjudicated in court. The our state like upon written request, you are entitled to what is called a victim's advocate. I'm not sure what they get paid to do, but I know that in the cases that I've been involved in, they're not doing that. They're not advocating for the victim's family just in the simplest ways of explaining to them what's going to be happening at a hearing, what just happened at a hearing, when a hearing is, simple things like that. We all think that everybody knows that stuff because this is what we do. But they don't know how to get a hold of court records. They don't know how and who to call for what. And that should be something that is like a no-brainer. They shouldn't have to in writing request that. It should just be a given. And the thing is the advocates show up, they're right there giving them everything if the case hits global, national, whichever one, media. And for some reason, there's always a victim's advocate for those families because the media eye is on them. But for these other families, they're lost in the shuffle and they don't get that help. And it's disturbing because they've already been through enough. They don't need to be re-victimized by the judicial system, and they don't need to be re-victimized by us. I get it. Like, we all want to try to distance ourselves from the person that has been murdered or has been kidnapped. Because if you can, I don't think all people are bad. I say this all the time. I think people are just, they're just insensitive with the victim blaming that they do. And the blaming of the families. Like, I don't care if it turns out that a case I covered, the family was involved. I am not going to feel bad about re-victimizing them before it is known that they are involved. Like, until law enforcement makes that arrest on a family member, I get so forking sick of seeing people attacking families for the stupidest shit. Like, that is not what we're here for, like that's everybody wants to be the first to know this and the first to know that, and like, ooh, I uncovered this and blah blah. But who are you hurting in the process? Who are you hurting in the process? And we want to say like, oh, well, I'm not on drugs, so I'm not going to get murdered. I'm not, doing what that person was doing, like taking a walk in the woods on a sunny, nice day. Like, somehow that is reason enough to blame them and their families. It's BS. It's BS. And if you see people commenting like that, like, in the nicest way that you possibly can, say, stop. Like, what are you doing? But I think that, like, especially when a child is murdered, we want to find anything that makes them not relatable to our family unit. And so we get online and we blame it on the victims and we blame it on their family for what not. And it's just flat out wrong. Okay. Yes, Skittles Riddle. They're going through enough without having to put up with that. Hey, Laura Ann. That's okay. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Is terrifying and can have such a tragic end. Be a good friend to those at risk. Every arrest for domestic violence should have no bail bond. Yeah. or if laws say they have to have it, then it needs to be a million. Allowing that person who's a threat to run loose is never a good idea. And, and like, I don't know if anyone's ever needed a restraining order against someone. I've seen quite a few. I've considered a few over my lifetime. And it literally says right on there the risks of protection orders, because these, abusers, men or women, they don't care about a piece of paper. They don't care. They could care less. It means absolutely nothing to them. They don't care about breaking the law. They live on the wrong side of the law. Like, they don't give a crap. So a lot of times those can end up pissing them off. And a piece of paper doesn't protect you. If you live through the next time they offend against you, if you make it out alive, then there is cause for them to be arrested and charged with a criminal offense. But we don't have, presumptive, like, what is the word? Presumptive, rightfully so. I get that you can't arrest someone because they're going to kill someone. And like, you're like, yeah, this person, they're going to end up killing one of their girlfriends. They just are. But you can't, there's nothing that can be done, and I've been to sheltering rings. I've helped there, and you have to be willing to give up everything, all of your possessions, your identity, your family, your friends, and move into a shelter with all of these other people and their children. And they do their best to make it homey, but it's still a sterile environment, and it has to be very secure. And you have to live like that for however long it takes to stay alive. And that is a huge sacrifice. No, I don't have children by Anthony Greeno. Like, do I look like someone that ever date that fool? Like, really? No. But whatever. You're just trying to, I know what you're trying to do. But yeah, he's one that I'm talking about. He is a serial offender against women. It's proven. There is no ifs, ands, buts about it. The court records are available all the way back to his own mother, her friend, and his grandma and his girlfriend. And then it just carries on. That wasn't the end. He got out on that one, and then he did it to her again, the girlfriend. And then, the intimidation charges, all the other charges in between, that he likes to minimize and say he's already covered. No, he hasn't. But I'll tell you what, he fits the pattern of an abuser to a T. And if you look them up, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They are obsessive. They gaslight you. They put their abandonment issues. Everything is your fault. They take zero ownership in anything that they do. You deserved it. If you hadn't have made me so mad by doing A, B, C, or D, I wouldn't have had to do what I had to do. That is the words of a serial abuser. That is the words of a narcissist. That is the words of a person that is not any good, And that's just the truth, I know some people just don't really like it. They don't want to accept it. They want to believe the best in people. But I'll tell you what, there wasn't anyone saying, oh my gosh, poor Garrett. He was just down on his luck. Like, he just needed support. And then he wouldn't have gone on to murder, because he was an abuser too, a domestic abuser. And I didn't hear a single person feeling sorry for him, nor should they. Yeah, it's a CJK. It's just what you know, he doesn't have any that's just what he does. You don't ever see, you very rarely ever see him um where there's a time when everybody wants him, he's got paparazzi and blah blah blah. It's just like he uses the same lies, which that is a complete lie, that he's spread about me rejecting him or whatever. Like that whole petition that he showed was a lie. Like I've not done as any of that. And it's just like, this case is one that I covered a while ago, and there's an update and it's relevant, and it's not about Greeno. But it sure does show you what can happen in these domestic cases. And when someone threatens to kill you, that's serious. And especially someone who says things like, well, they should be scared of me. I have 7 felonies. I think it's more than that, but What's that mean, Digger Dave? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I actually ran for sheriff in South Carolina and Indiana in the same like voting thing. So that was just a scam. It should be taken more serious. Yes, especially by this community. It's really easy to find the escalation of how domestic violence escalates over time and the patterns of behavior in their words that they say, how they choose to minimize and victim blame. It's all standard. It's standard procedure for these cases. And that's how I knew exactly what he was going to do to Crime Geek before he did it. I'm not a psychic, but if you go back and you read and you listen to what I had to say, like it's not because I'm a psychic, it's because it's the pattern. Yeah, gangreno. Just like it's resent the fake degrees. Yeah, me too, Lisa, because people work really hard to graduate from Purdue University. It is a amazing college, and it's impossible for him to have graduated from there in the degrees that he still claims on his Facebook. And what they do is they get these people that just like support them, blindly, like they don't care. I think there's some cases of hybristophilia going on. I know that Hoosier Cold Cases and I have talked about that quite a bit. And like, he's right. Like I think it is that there is, yes, that hybristophilia is the attraction to like murderers, people that are in prison for a long period of time for committing an act of violence usually. And they're attracted to that for whatever reason, whether they want to get, money by being the girlfriend of a famous murderer like Chris Watts and that disgustingness that goes on, or I think that in the true crime community there should be like a addition to the DSM-5 for hybristophilia online and the attraction to serial offenders, and con men, grifters. See it with Andrew Tate. That's another one, that you see people just like flocking to them. And I think some of them can be categorized in that hybristophilia, where they are attracted to that, or they want to save someone like that, the mother figures. Oh, I know. And that's the thing, is like, if people have been around this whole time, they know how much he's done. That really does hurt the case of Abby and Libby, and just the um I don't get it why people think, well, he makes great videos. Well, so the fork what? Like, he's got no business. Go make videos about ghost hunting or something different. That's totally fine. But I think that until people decide on their own to really, really, I have a whole series, and it's not stalking. It is spreading awareness and truth. That is what we are doing. And can you imagine if all of us creators ended up in jail, because he keeps telling people I'm going to be arrested soon, which is just ridiculous. Ended up in jail for covering true crime, like, and the people that perpetuate it. Like, it's your First Amendment. There's more. Like, it's just off the hook ridiculous, But he's able to twist the truth just enough to get people that don't know about him already, or people that are naive, or people that have hybristophilia, to support him. And it is just a sad thing to watch. And my coverage of him is to be a warning for victims' families, past, present, and future, that would allow him into their lives. And because these are vulnerable families, and some of them are desperate, and he uses that to his advantage. And he even goes so far as to claim that his mother was murdered, when there is absolutely no proof of that. What has been shown is that she died of an overdose. And that is sad. That's a painful thing to have happen to you, as a child. He was raised by his like guardian, but it was his mother from the time he was a baby, and just the lies that he tells about his dad. I don't know where everybody was when he claimed that his dad died and he never got to resolve issues. Well, you can look his dad that isn't his bio dad up, and he's still in prison. He's not dead. He just made that up. But then he doesn't, want to talk about his own dad, like, for what reason, I don't know. Like, he doesn't like to be the nationality that his dad is. I'm seeing that for sure. But just these cases, and the next one that I'm about to talk about is the same. It's a similar situation. This was one that I covered last year, and it wasn't known. She was just missing. Kayleen Oling. And just a very beautiful soul, 20-year-old young lady who she texted on January 9th of 20. We'll just go ahead and get into it. This is Kayleen. Is my connection kind of not working real well? Hey, Chris. Hey, Ray. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so this is Kayleen, and she is now the age of 21. She was 20 when she went missing on January 9th of 2020. Kayleen Oling left a friend's house in Millvale, Pennsylvania, to meet her ex-boyfriend, Michael Manno. A few hours later, at around 1:30 a.m. on January 10th of 2020, Kayleen made contact with her mother around 1:30 a.m. on January 10th. Kayleen made contact with her mother from Etna, Pennsylvania, and this was the last time Kayleen was heard from. She was reported missing later that day when she did not show up to babysit as scheduled. At the time of her disappearance, Kayleen was last seen wearing a black hoodie and camouflage pants, and we don't need to go through her that part because there is an update in this case. Kayleen may have been 2 to 3 months pregnant when she went missing, making her estimated date of delivery at the end of May or the first part of June of 2020. I do not know if this reward is still active. The Allegheny, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. County Homicide Unit is the contact if you have any information. The number is also scrolling along the bottom of my screen. The number is 412-473-3000. So, already read that part. Her mother filed the missing person report later that day. Her family has gone through hell in the last 3 years as they fought to get justice for and find Kayleen. Last year, Michael Manno was given a plea deal for the corruption of a minor after he sent explicit photos of Kayleen to her little sister, who was 17 years old. Let that sink in. He was given 1 year to 6 months. That was, in probation for that. In March of this year, Kayleen's remains were discovered on a Washington Boulevard hillside in Pittsburgh, Lincoln, Leamington, Belmar neighborhood. Like, what a mouthful. No one has been charged in the death of Kayleen as of yet. Again, that number is 412-473-3000. And her father, Jason, you can find the links for his Twitter and his Facebook on there. He has been very outspoken, and he's been very frustrated with this case. I think he's finally, the last I saw a post from him, he was happy that with the investigative team that was on it now. But let me just tell you, I can't show it. It is too, it's too much. So they find her body, and they find her skull. And then it says the other bones were collected. But what the article, let me just pull that article up and just do it the right way here. That's not it. Pittsburgh. The family of Kayleen Oehling continues to push for answers in her death. Last week, police identified human remains discovered along Washington Boulevard as Oling's. She was first reported missing in January of 2020. On Tuesday afternoon, crews from the Allegheny County Police Department were back on the Washington Boulevard hillside in the Pittsburgh, Lincoln, Leamington, Belmar neighborhood looking for more evidence. Just 24 hours earlier, Pittsburgh police were at the same site. Okay, so I believe this is in the chronological order of events here. So they find her remains. She's identified. The family is told. The family goes out there to place flowers. They have a beautiful, in remembrance area that they wanted to put their special things at the last place that their beautiful loved one, where her body was found. And so the video shows them going to this place. And there is it is one of the leg bones because of I guess it could be, it could be a few different bones, but a big one. Okay. And they are there to, just be together and mourn their loss, and and also that like she's finally been found after 3 years. Okay, so they're there. This is her sister, her father, and other family members, and he's very upset. Okay, Jason is, and then he shows why he's so upset. His daughter is just beyond like it. There's bones still there at the crime scene. It's not taped off. There's no evidence that they've even been there. So it wasn't hidden. It wasn't buried. It was just laying right there. There, like he had to, like, imagine that being your child, and a scene has been cleared, and you go to it to put down flowers and mourn with your surviving loved ones. And instead you find a bone that once belonged to your beautiful daughter. That's real messed up. That is really, really messed up. So that's the part that they're not mentioning here in this article, with the Pittsburgh police being out there and then the Allegheny Sheriff's Department being out there later. That's why. Pittsburgh Action News 4 reached out to Pittsburgh police, who tell us that Allegheny County police are handling the active investigation. Of course. We reached out to Allegheny police for an update Tuesday afternoon, but did not hear back. Also standing at the bottom of the hillside Tuesday afternoon was Jason Oling. I am so sorry if I am messing that last name up. I am not doing that intent. Like, I hope I'm saying it right. Kayleen's father, if anyone is involved or knows anything, turn yourself in, pleaded an emotional Jason through tears. He added, please do the right thing. Oling says he will continue to show up to these scenes until he has an exact understanding of what happened to his daughter. He says the search for his daughter has been frustrating at times, but he is refusing to give up hope that his family will get more closure in this case. Quote, I will continue to be Kayleen's voice and a voice for other missing children and adults until they get justice, said Oling. Quote, I hope that this becomes a bigger priority than it's been for the last 3 years, said Paul Young, Oling's uncle, on Monday afternoon. If you look over the hillside of where her body was found, it's all garbage. She wasn't garbage. She belonged to a family who loved her and cared about her. I don't know what to say about her, because how do you sum up in a few words somebody who means so much to a lot of people? Kayleen's sister, Haley, said. Family members still tell Pittsburgh Action 4 that Kayleen did not have any connections to the area where her body was found. At this time, a cause and manner of death have not been released. No criminal charges have been filed related to this case. And this is her father's Twitter, which is in the description. It's in the show notes. I follow this man. Let him know that you're thinking of him during this time. You know, and not only, you know, he is one that I've seen it happen with so many other murder victims' families. Is like with Olivia Fowler, her mother that raised her, you know, that was more a mother to her. Tammy was on the show a few months ago, and she too and other murder victims' mothers and families have started basically the same thing that Jason is trying to do, and because now they know. Now they know what it's like to be the victim of a missing person, to be their loved one. Now they know what it's like to be the victim's family of a murder, and they are trying to pay it forward, you know, and help other people, because now they know. Not only can they empathize, now they can sympathize, and it's a place that nobody wants to be, and nobody wants to be in that club. And but I've seen that with Abby and Libby's family, you know, been able to support and have a park for the community that is absolutely beautiful, and children are having so much fun at it. And it's in honor of, they've been able to take a tragedy and somehow find the strength to inspire and to help. And here we are, not me, like, and not a lot of the people that I know, but here you see all of these keyboard warriors blaming them, talking bad about them, saying stupid shit that they have no business saying about them. They don't know. They don't know. We don't know anything. Like, we don't, as it should be. And it just gets very frustrating in this community of seeing so much blame shifting. But yeah, he posts a lot, and then his Facebook. Please join that. I'm gonna link this here before I forget. But it is in the description as well. Hey, Never Silent. This is his Twitter. Yeah, this is the beautiful so imagine that you go out to lay down flowers and try in your best way to grasp the magnitude of what's just happened, and you find a bone just, you know, randomly haphazardly laying there, just on top of everything, not hidden, not nothing, just right there, you know. Just the but yeah, he has fought so hard, and yeah, he feels very strongly, and you know, he's probably right. Again, the pattern, the abuser the abusive pattern, this Michael Manno guy. I'm going to read some articles about him here in a minute, but I mean, just think of the how sadistic it is to take a explicit, so I think we all know what that means, photo of Kayleen, who had been gone, missing, disappeared for a year. And this fool, this wretched man, sends that family, he sends the 17-year-old sister of Kayleen an explicit photo of Kayleen. That's taunting would be a good word that fits. Sadistic would be a good word that fits. Yeah, there he is. He doesn't answer. Sorry, guys. Can you hear it now?
My daughter's remains. This is your shit show of a city that you run, Mr. Mayor. You want to talk about city lawsuits, county lawsuits, state lawsuits? My daughter has the people online. Hashtag missing Kayleen 2020 has over 279,000 followers. Social media, Kayleen Oling, we're getting new idea. Hey, love, where my daughter's remains were actually found.
Reach the city of Pittsburgh's 311 response.
This is important.
This is an emergency. Please hang up and dial 911.
Let's talk to the mayor.
Our offices are currently closed.
Leave a message,
Our operation are Monday
please.
through Friday from 8 a.m.
They better have a spot.
Please leave a message after the tone. Press the star key when finished, or
Okay.
simply hang up.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, this is Jason Oling. I'm actually Kayleen Oling's father. And I do want to tell you, this is actually live on social media. So I guess you were aware that my daughter's remains were found in the city limits of Pittsburgh on last week, March 19th. I assume that you're aware now that your city police, Pittsburgh, cleared the scene, so myself and my other children and the news media was off of Washington Boulevard, and we were cleared to actually place roses where my daughter's skull was found, where her marker remained. Now, like I said, you're live, and actually I do want to tell you, and I've been saying this actually now online, this is actually Republican candidate supervisor out of Lawrence County, Wilmington. I got not only my people from Lawrence County, but I got so many followers where you guys are the representatives there. And this is your city where my daughter was found. My daughter, it's been presumed that my daughter obviously was murdered. She went missing 3 years ago. Why? Was the scene open? Why was there nothing dug up looking for a murder weapon? My daughter's glasses that were never found. My daughter's cell phone, things that were never found. How is it that nothing was even turned? No stone. And how is it my other daughter held me crying, saying, am I stepping on my baby sister? And within 4 feet of the marker, we, as a family, found more of my daughter's remains. This is your shit show of a city that you run, Mr. Mayor. You want to talk about city lawsuits, county lawsuits, state lawsuits? My daughter has the people online. Hashtag missing Kayleen 2020 has over 279,000 followers. What are you going to do about this? My phone number, and I don't care, this don't lie, is 724.
Yeah, just really unimaginable, you know. Three straight years. He has been fighting for her and others, as you can see. And I know I saw a post where he had said that he had spoke to someone, and he feels like they're finally gonna you know, yeah, but let me read this. That's what I'm talking about with these serial abuser types. A plea deal, so this is him. A plea deal has been reached in a case of a man accused of sending explicit photographs of a missing woman to her little sister. Michael Manno of Penn Hills pleaded no contest to a corruption of minors charge. Manno is the ex-boyfriend of Kayleen Oling, an Etna woman who vanished in January of 2020. Last year, he was arrested for sending explicit images of Kayleen to her sister, who was 17 years old at the time. So where's the forking date on this? March 29th of 2022. In exchange for Manno's plea, the other charges against him were withdrawn. He received a sentence of 6 months to 12 months of incarceration and 1 year of consecutive probation, in which he is to have no contact with the victim, according to the Allegheny County District Attorney's Office. Paul Young, Kayleen's uncle and family spokesperson, told 11 they had hoped to see Manno serve more time in jail. He is, in our opinion, a safety concern to all who encounter him, Young said, noting Manno's previous convictions. Public records show Manno has faced a number of charges over the years, including criminal solicitation, statutory sex assault, theft, and arson. No one has ever been charged in Kayleen's disappearance. However, county detectives have previously told Channel 11 that the case is suspicious and that they have suspects. Kayleen's family continues to press for answers. Quote, every day is as hard as the last when you are truly missing a piece of your family. 2 years is a long time to wait for answers. Thank you to all who have sent messages of support. Continue to share her story and keep her name out there, said Young. Young told 11 that the FBI has now been involved in the investigation, which we confirmed with a spokesperson. We are hopeful to have some answers soon. We will not stop until the person responsible is brought to justice. Yeah, just another one, hopefully there is some movement soon, and you know what, I'm just going to say this right now, my channel is likely it's not going to be ad friendly. I'm not going to make revenue off of any of my content because I refuse to say unalived. I refuse to say the R word for rape. I refuse to say SA for sexual assault. I refuse to, I think I mentioned the unalived for murder and killing. I refuse to do any of that. I refuse to say something different than child molestation, child solicitation, child pornography. I'm not going to do it. It is just it's a strong conviction of mine and mine alone. But because of the stringent policies now are, and I get it. A part of me understands, the for the advertisers, of keeping the cases, advertiser friendly. But when advertiser friendly means that you are lessening the horrendous things that happen to the people that we cover and claim to give a fork about, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just not. If my channel gets demonetized completely, if it means that I get kicked off of here, whatever, it is what it is. But I'm not going to compromise my moral feeling on it, and just to minimize what has happened here. These are families that don't deserve that, and then there are times that it is appropriate to say that someone is murdered because it's in a court document. It doesn't say unalived. It doesn't say R. It doesn't say SA. It says the words murdered, raped, sexually assaulted, killed. All of these words are, they're important, and can I just imagine a family that I would be talking to, and I would have to tell them, oh, don't say that. I won't get any money from this live because we can't use those words. No, fork that. I'm not doing it. I will not be doing it. You know, I wish that there was a way to talk to like the heads of YouTube and to maybe help them understand, because I don't think it's like a thing that they're like, you know, doing just, you know, against true crime creators and things. I think it's just that they don't understand the magnitude of what we're covering and how hurtful it would be to diminish by the words we say the cases that we cover and the victims that we are advocating or bringing awareness for. Yeah, I'm not, and censoring is one of the words that will get flagged, and then they check your video, and then they take away the monetization, and it turns yellow, which is just that it's not friendly for all advertisers, which means, you know, 3 cents if. And so these channels that choose not to do that, like, I applaud them. I know that it is tough, and like, it is a worry, it is a fear, you know, of what if my channel is taken down, and that affects Ray's family, Nicole's family, you know, Charles's family, Olivia's family, Nakota's family. You know, I could go on and on. The Krystal and Kayleen, and even the way that I have been able to help the victims and shine a light on Greeno. If all of that was gone because of this decision of mine, I you know, like, it's something that I've thought about like all week, because I have been getting, my channel has been getting flat, like it has not strikes, but my content is turning yellow because I say the truth about what happens to these victims. And so thank you, Grandma Sherry. Thank you, Mel, for the stupid algorithm. Yeah, like algorithm is another one that is on the flagged words. I found a spreadsheet of 900 and some words, and I get it, you know, like, because the thing is like, they hold us to a higher responsibility, but I hold myself to an even higher responsibility, and that is doing right by the victims that I cover. And I'll tell you, I work 3 different jobs, and I'm about to do another one, you know, like, I am a hustler. Like, I pay my way in this world. This is a passion. I love doing this, but this is more work than all 3 of my other jobs combined. It takes more time than all 3 of my other jobs combined. And there are so many things that I pay for to do this, like StreamYard, like newspapers.com. Me and Amy split StreamYard and Canva to save us a little bit of money on both. There are prescriptions to Carroll County Comment and Kokomo Tribune, and the list goes on, and making sure that I still support my fellow creators and helping them. And it costs money to do this, and it takes a shit ton of time. And so when you hear a channel that is saying the right words, the only way that I'm going to get any kind of money is super chats. I do not have PayPal. I am working on a WhatsApp. But that money allows me to pay for those things, and it allows me to donate to the families that I cover. I will show you the last one that I keep my word. The only one that I have not been able to keep my word on is figuring out a way to get the money to Charles Horvath's mother. She's in England, and I have tried. My dad has tried. My brother, I can't try because I don't have PayPal, but my dad has tried. My brother has tried several times. I've sent the money, and it just keeps saying they're not accept. They can't. It won't go through. I can't get her the money. She doesn't know how to set it up through Facebook. Sending money over there, they take so much, and it's just like I have that money. It is set aside for her, but she is the only one that I have not followed through with on what I claim that I will do for victims' families, and that is give them half of the proceeds after YouTube takes 30%. And I even donate out of my own pocket. So, that's important to me. I'm trying to find the message just to prove that I'm not anything like a scammer. And I know most of you, I don't have to prove anything to. You know my character, but this is Tammy McCoy. This is Olivia Fowler's mother, and I sent her the money that during the episode that she was on, plus some of my own money, and she received it. We are so grateful. Please tell everyone thank you, and we will never stop. We love you all with everything in us. So, just to... I do what I say I'm going to do, and if you can't donate through a super chat, please don't. Don't. If it's going to break, and it's going to hurt, your family, then don't send that. But if you can and you're able, I do appreciate those a lot. And the members, I know I'm terrible about doing member content. I don't have time. I have to have downtime. I have to have time to spend with my family, and I have to and I try to support other people, and there's just only so much time in a day. So I do appreciate those. It allows me to go live more frequently because I don't have to pick up side hustles, if that makes sense. This is not a hustle to me. This is a passion. But at the end of the day, it is the most work that I do in all my jobs combined, and it takes a lot on the creators that try to do it right. And there isn't a family that I don't try to still help to this day that I've spoke to, and I don't like the whole asking people to send me money, but I'm gonna have to start asking that, especially with the not saying the truth, I'm just not going to compromise the truth and downplay that. So I do need your guys' help to support this channel, for it to for me to be able to continue to do this. And I forking hate talking about this. I hate it. I hate it. It's just it is what it is. And my family, my daughters, it takes away time from them, and it's not fair to them, especially because I'm gone doing all those other jobs. And yeah, I do have, it's not that I'm just literally working 12 hours a day, you know, all day. But to like at one time I stopped doing one of my side jobs so that I could devote more time to this, get my channel to grow, and so that possibly I could take the side job, the time that I spent doing that side job, and put it into this, be more consistent, be online, be engaged, helping more, going places, and it just simply didn't quite work out. I still made way more money on the side job than I do here, which is fine because I give half of it away, and I will always do that. I will always do that. No matter if I grow, no matter if I get canceled tomorrow, you know, like, so, you know, I'm not going to be able to get to the Delphi a part of this, and I know that it is not going to go over well. And I want that to be a separate one, and I know that there's a bunch of people coming on at 8 and I don't have enough time. I just simply talk too much. So, but these two cases are very important, and I hope you guys all enjoyed like hearing about them, and you know, just going, you know, like you go back through, and then there's always updates for what you've covered too, and so putting all that together, it takes a lot of time. Ask the other creators, they know. They know. Oh, aw, Kai, thank you so much. She is awesome. Please go check out her channel. She makes really cool stuff, and her videos of her making the really cool stuff that you can purchase is the shit. Like, it is, like, I don't know, it's relaxing for me. I'm gonna grab some links. So dumb. Like, it's because you have those the palm tree, it makes it hard to find. I can find it this way. But this is Kai. She's awesome. Go like, subscribe, show her some love. Look at her amazing things that she makes. I'm getting a tumbler made. You guys have been coming to my channel for a long time know that it's still there's dogs you have, and then there's dogs you have. There's that like soul dog, and so that was my Doberman. So she's gonna make me a cup, and I'm super pumped about it. I've got to find good pictures. Like, I lost so much of like the pictures of him. Like, I had so many in the phone that I dropped in the toilet, and I didn't have the whole whatever that's called. They weren't there. The, you know, where they go up in a cloud that nobody knows where it is. And so, yeah, I lost a lot of the pictures I have of him. So I've been trying to find him. I even literally, Kai, I sent my daughters a text, like, send me the pictures of Doe that you have, the best quality, not like a screenshot from Facebook. And they didn't respond. And then I was like, I will literally give one of you $20 for whoever the first one is to send me all the pictures they have of Doe. That got their attention a little bit. But yeah, heart dog, definitely. Hey, Cody, how are you? Hey, Randy, glad you're here. Never silent, glad you're here. Yeah, yeah, it's just so relaxing. I don't even need music. I think I'd probably like the whir of the machine spinning the tumblers. Yeah. Yeah, Sleuth Intuition had told me a while back, and was like, girl, you got to get you a freaking WhatsApp. Well, I didn't know what a WhatsApp is. I use Square at work, and I use, Venmo, and but like, so the PayPal thing, I got banned, like a lifetime ban for identity fraud, because my dumb butt, like, I should have had my kids do it for me, like, I'm old, like, but it's not an excuse. I was told that on PayPal you didn't have to use your full name, because once, I mean, y'all seen my name. Greeno's been sharing it everywhere, doxing me everywhere he can, just his way of getting back, because he hates the truth to be told about him. So y'all seen how my name is spelled. Like, once you know my name, like, I'm really easy to find. And so I thought that with PayPal you could have like a username that was separate, and that they would hide your true, like, your name. And so I was like filling it out. I'd already put my real name in there for the whole banking information and all of that, and where it tells you to. And then I thought that I had put it in the right spot of, like, at Cold Truth. And apparently I did not. And I should have, thought about it. Like, if I had just thought about it, I would have been like, oh, maybe I should go back and check to make sure I have my name in the right places and stuff. So they wanted me to verify my identity. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like, I'm thinking that's great that they're concerned about that, and that they do that for the people that use PayPal. So I sent them a picture of my driver's license. Then they come back and they ask me to do it again. And I'm like, awesome, send them a picture of my driver's license. And then I get I can't remember if it was a letter or an email, but it's basically like, due to the identity fraud, you have been permanently banned from PayPal. Like, can't get the money that was in there out, if there was any. Don't know if anyone sends me money on there. Can't get it. And I can never use PayPal again. And I called them, and I got a really nice gentleman on the phone. I explained the situation, and he was like, I can totally see how this happened. Like, I am going to basically, like, fight for you with the higher ups. I can't promise anything, but I'm going to try. And it didn't work. They still were like, nope. So yeah, I don't have PayPal. But we'll see. Hopefully I don't screw up WhatsApp. Thank you, GP. I love you. Oh, GP again. Oh, thank you. Is it I Love Marbles? I think. Oh, we support you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And Grandma Sherry. Love you, Mel. Forks the stupid algorithm. Yeah, I know, right? It's annoying. What happened? Hi, French. Well, in that case, hello. Thanks for texting me, Chaotic. I don't know. Whenever if you have on echo cancellation, like, it doesn't let sound work. I don't know. Hello, Mary. And Mother of Dragons, hello. Thank you for your support. I do appreciate it. And please don't take it like there are other channels that are doing, that are saying those words, and like while it's hard for me to hear them, because they just, hey Frank, they just get and Chris, hello. It's just like, it's just a personal thing. Like, I still love all of the creators that have made their personal choice. This is just mine, and I gave you the reason why. And it doesn't reflect on any other channel. They do so much work, and they try so hard, and it is really hard to make a go on YouTube in true crime. I don't know. It's why, but for just creators on here, not like Dateline. You can watch like Dateline, and things like that, and but it just yeah, the like robots that search for keywords do not like a good majority of the words that we say, so they take away they're not ad friendly, and they have every right to do that, because they're trying to protect the people that choose to have their ads show on monetized content, and that is within their right to do so. I'm not saying anything, negative about YouTube. I really think that YouTube is a great place. It is, and enhanced my life greatly, and I love being a creator on here, and I do take it seriously. It's just in that one category, I can't do that, What's up, Angel Bear? How are you doing? Oh, geez. That's terrible. Yeah. They ban you too? Oh, see? Oh my gosh, I'm not alone. Yeah. Okay, so but is there a way to not, I don't want my real name on there. Like, that's why I haven't done it. Oh, Randy, how was your birthday? Well, that was on Easter. I guess it's been a minute since Easter. I think I already asked you, and you said you had a good birthday. You silly. GP. Oh, I think I already showed these, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. I was just going back and looking at comments. Because it's like when you're off reading, you can't see your screen. And then my eyes, I don't know, they're forked up. Like, if I put my contacts in, I can't read anything close up. Even though they're the same prescription as my glasses. I don't know. Don't make any sense to me. But when I take them off, I like, if I wanted to like look at my phone, and if it's like here and I'm like trying to type, I can't see it. But if I take my glasses down, I can. To where it used to be that I couldn't see, like I had to like do one of these actions in order to see. So I'm not sure what's happened. I thought I had a stroke, to be honest. I was like, oh Lord, here, like, it's happening, you know. And my client was like, no, honey, you didn't have a stroke. You are going, you need bifocals. You need bifocals, and you need contacts and glasses for nearsighted and farsightedness. So, I still don't understand, like, the reasoning behind the issue, but I'm going to trust her that she knows what she's talking about. So, yeah. So sorry, that was not meant. Don't worry about it, Diamond Eyes. You're good. I know your heart. I've seen you around. You're a good girl. I think you're a girl. I have sciatic nerve, and that's hurting my hip. Yes. It gave me a trigger knot. Yeah. I know Chaotic and I both have been, my back went out twice this month, which usually it only goes out like once a year, but no, hit me hard. Oh, the one contact and then that's what one of my clients was telling me about. And I'm like, listen, I have like, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I don't ever wear jewelry. These glasses have taken me months, like literally 2 months to get used to being on my face. Like, I don't wear barrettes. I barely put my hair up because I can't stand, like, I have like sensory issues. So, these big glasses are driving me nuts, but it's my own fault because I have a phobia. Guess what? Grandma watches. Where you at? Like, I have a phobia of the eye doctor. I hate it. I hate going. It stresses me out at the thought of making an appointment and then blowing that little puff of air in my eyeball. And then it just gets worse from there. I start unraveling and I start having panic attack. And then the next thing I know, I'm in a dark room with somebody I don't know. And they're pulling this big machine that looks like an alien face is coming right at you. And then they put it on your face and then they start making the most horrendous sound ever with the clicking. How's this? Can you see this? Can you see that? I'm like, literally, I can't see a freaking thing. I'm having a panic attack and my vision is out. Like, I am useless here. So stressful. Like, and I don't like people being close to my face. So that's an issue. It's difficult, but I'm just going to have to do it. I'm going to have to go, or I'm going to have to get used to these dumb glasses and going like this in order to see stuff close up, which is just ridiculous. When before I had to wear my like magnifying glasses to read up close. That's what doesn't make any sense. Oh, I hate it. Like, I hate it. And then the dentist. Oh, I really don't like the dentist. They are so scary. That's everything about it. The x-rays, they put them hard cardboard things. Like, can't we progress a little bit past those stupid hard cardboard things that like hurt your freaking mouth? And then you got to go and get your teeth cleaned. And it's always someone with big hands with those gloves on. It's just, it looks too much like you know what for me. And they're coming in my mouth and no, well, that like, oh boy, don't, I didn't mean it like that, but like this, like coming at me with them big gloves in their hands and then the machines, the noises that high pitched whir. Ugh. And then this like everything about it. And then comes the doctor. And he's always got creepy hands, like a sausage or something weird. Like, I have the worst luck in finding, I just want a slender, small-handed dentist. I don't know why they are not the norm. But I just start gagging. And then I just run away. I just leave. Just can't do it. So, I'm going to have to find one that will knock me out. If a vet's office can do it for my dog, I don't know why a dentist can't do it for my mouth. Like, come on. Yeah, literally. Mother of dragons, they always have sausage fingers. It's just like, where are the small-handed dentists? Think about your hands before you become a dentist. Seriously. Right, the wench? Yes. It's just... But, okay, and this is something that I actually have done. Like, I got so annoyed. I was started because I'd gone to someone and my friend had gone there and she's like, his hands are like, they're really normal. Like, I don't think it's going to be a problem. I'll go with you. You could take, like they will give you like a something to relax you. I'll drive you. Like, you're going to be able to do this, get through the whole appointment. I'm like, okay. No. I'm like, you lied. This guy's fingers are barely fitting in that glove, which makes it worse. And it's just that, like, the texture of the rubber, the sound. God, it's awful. It's just awful. Oh, you don't have to behave, Grandma Watches. Are you kidding me? I love misbehavior. A Chinese dentist? But so, yeah, like, I called. They, like, I can't imagine what people think of me sometimes, the things that I ask. I called and was like, is there anyone in this practice of dentists that has slender, small hands? And they were like, excuse me, ma'am? I'm like, yes, that's the person I want to book an appointment with. And there was like one woman dentist there, but surprise, she wasn't taking any new clients. On the 21st of April, I will not be able to make it to the court hearing. I got something to do that day. Aww. I want to meet Randy so bad. Yeah, size definitely matters. Definitely at the dentist, it sure does. But, all right, guys, I'm going to head out. I have everything all ready for the Delphi one. You know, come with your big girl, big boy pants on. This was just, you know, opinion. Everybody, like, is this... The imaginate, you know, people can have whatever feelings they want. I just found this article and then I started looking into things and I just want to, I just want to share it. I want to share it for the families of Abigail Williams and Liberty German, you know. And then, so that will be a live that's coming up. I work all day, all night tomorrow. So more than likely, Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever my daughter is working in the evening. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for putting up with me and my weirdness. And, you know, just keep doing what you're doing. And, yeah, have a good one.